Your refrigerator is designed to die, not in 20 years like your parents' Frigidaire that is still running in the garage, not in 15 years like the Kenmore your grandparents handed down. Your brand new stainless steel smart refrigerator with the touchscreen and the Wi-Fi connectivity is engineered to fail within 3 to 7 years. And when it does, you will not be able to fix it. This is the Sealed System scam, and it is the reason appliance repair technicians across America are telling customers the same thing every single day. It is not worth repairing, just buy a new one. Today, we are exposing exactly how the appliance industry pulled off this scheme, why your refrigerator has become a disposable appliance, and what you can do to escape the trap. The scam starts with something called a sealed system. Inside every refrigerator is a compressor, a condenser, an evaporator, and copper tubing filled with refrigerant. In the old days, these components were designed as separate serviceable parts. If your compressor died, a technician could recover the refrigerant, cut the copper lines, braze in a new compressor, pull a vacuum on the system, and recharge it. The refrigerator would run for another 15 years. That repair had a cost of around $400 in parts and labor. The manufacturers hated that, so they started sealing everything. They welded the copper lines instead of using threaded fittings. They encased compressors in insulation that cannot be removed without destroying the cabinet. They switched from simple, reliable, reciprocating compressors to inverter compressors with proprietary control boards. The engineering excuse was efficiency. They told the EPA and the Department of Energy that sealed systems prevent refrigerant leaks and improve energy ratings, and that is technically true. A sealed system does lose less refrigerant over time, but here is what they do not tell you. A sealed system also means that when any single component fails, the entire cooling system becomes trash. You cannot just replace the bad part. You have to replace everything, and the labor to do that costs more than buying a new refrigerator. The average refrigerator compressor in 1990 lasted 20 to 25 years. The average inverter compressor today lasts 7 to 10 years if you are lucky. The electronics that control these compressors fail even faster. We have seen smart refrigerators bricked by a software glitch, and because the control board is discontinued after 5 years, the entire $3,000 appliance becomes landfill. This is not a defect. This is the business model. The refrigerant itself is part of the trap. Modern refrigerators use R600a, which is isobutane, or R134a. Both require EPA Section 608 certification to handle legally. You cannot just buy a can of refrigerant at the hardware store like you can with automotive R134a. This means even if you wanted to attempt a sealed system repair yourself, you are legally prohibited from doing so unless you pay for certification and equipment that costs thousands of dollars. The manufacturers knew exactly what they were doing when they lobbied for these regulations. They positioned themselves as environmentally responsible, while simultaneously creating a repair barrier that guarantees you will have to buy a new appliance. But the parts blockade goes even deeper than refrigerant. Try to order a replacement compressor for a Samsung or LG refrigerator that is 6 years old. You will find that the part has been discontinued. The manufacturer stopped making it 2 years after the refrigerator was released. They might offer you a substitute part number, but that substitute often requires a different control board, different mounting brackets, and different wiring harnesses. By the time you add up the parts and labor, you are looking at $1,200 to $1,800 for a repair on an appliance that only cost $2,000 new. The repair technician shakes his head and tells you the same thing he has told 50 other customers this month. It is not worth fixing. Just buy a new one. And that is exactly what the manufacturers want to hear. The smart features make everything worse. That Wi-Fi connected ice maker that sends alerts to your phone is not there to help you. It is there to create additional failure points. Every sensor, every motor, every circuit board is another component that can fail and render your refrigerator useless. The touchscreen panel alone costs $400 to replace. And when the company stops supporting the software, your refrigerator loses half its functionality even if the cooling system still works. We have seen families throw away perfectly cold refrigerators because the smart display died and they could not set the temperature anymore. The compressor, the most expensive component, was running fine. But without the control panel, the refrigerator was effectively bricked. This is planned obsolescence, designed at the engineering level. Every decision from the sealed welds to the proprietary software to the discontinued parts was made with one goal in mind: get you back in the appliance showroom every 5 to 7 years. So, what can you do about it? If you are buying a new refrigerator, stop looking at the smart features. Stop looking at the fingerprint-resistant stainless steel. Start looking at the compressor warranty and whether the manufacturer sells parts to independent repair shops. Sub-Zero is one of the few residential refrigerator brands that still builds serviceable units. Their compressors are designed to be replaced without destroying the cabinet. They maintain parts availability for 20 years after the model is discontinued. And they use standard refrigeration components that any certified technician can work on. A Sub-Zero refrigerator costs $8,000 to $15,000 new. But a Sub-Zero from 1995 is still running in kitchens across America because when something breaks, you can actually fix it. If Sub-Zero is out of your budget, look at commercial refrigeration. A True or a Turbo Air reach-in cooler is built for a restaurant that cannot afford downtime. The compressor sits on top of the unit where it can be accessed, serviced, and replaced in 2 hours. The parts are standard industry components available from any refrigeration supply house. These units are not pretty. They do not have French doors or through-the-door ice dispensers. But they will cool your food for 20 years. And when something breaks, you can fix it for $300 instead of throwing away $2,000. The most important thing you can do is stop believing the marketing. A refrigerator with more features is not a better refrigerator. A refrigerator with Wi-Fi and a touchscreen and a built-in camera is a refrigerator with more things that will break and more reasons the manufacturer will tell you it cannot be repaired. The Sealed System scam is the appliance industry's version of the printer ink model. They sell you the hardware at a reasonable price, And then they make their real money when you have to replace it in 5 years because they engineered it to be repairable. Your grandparents' refrigerator lasted 30 years because it was built by engineers who believed in repair. Your refrigerator is designed by accountants who believe in repeat purchases. Stop buying the marketing. Stop buying the smart features. Buy the refrigerator that can be fixed, or be prepared to buy a new one every 5 years for the rest of your life.